everyone, Alicia here with another lightened up Weight Watcher friendly recipe. And today's recipe is going to be for mini Oreo pumpkin cheesecakes. I absolutely love cheesecake. It's probably my favorite dessert. And so I like to do different varieties of cheesecake. And I like these little mini ones because not only are they cute, but they make figuring out your serving size really easy because they're already figured out for you. So I do a lot of the minis, and this is just another version, so I thought I would share it with you guys. And it is perfect for fall. I am all about fall baking. I don't know about you guys, but I love fall baking. This is just one of the recipes that I like for fall. But let me jump in and I will show you what you're gonna need to make it. First off, for the crust, I'm gonna be using these Oreo thins. I'm gonna be using one for each crust. And I like doing this. You can make an actual crust out of these if you want. But I just think it's a whole lot easier to just use the individual cookie for the crust. So I'll be using 12 of those. And then I'm also going to be using an additional 2 to kind of crumble up and sprinkle on top of these when they're done. Next up, you're going to need 2 large eggs. And here I've got a cup of pumpkin puree. And this is just the plain pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie filling. Here I've got a brick or 8 ounces of a third less fat cream cheese, and you want this at room temperature. That way it's going to mix up a whole lot easier. You're not gonna have as many lumps, and it's just gonna be a lot easier if it's room temperature. So you wanna have this out probably about an hour before you're ready to make this. Next up, you're gonna need a teaspoon vanilla, a teaspoon pumpkin pie spice, and as I always say, I make my own. I will link the recipe up above and down below if you want to check that out. It's a lot cheaper to make your own than to buy it, and it's good stuff. For sweetener, I'm going to be using some of this monk fruit in golden. This is the Lakanto brand. I'm going to be using a 1/3 cup of this, but you can use whatever type of no-calorie sweetener that you prefer. And then finally, to top these with, I'm going to be using a little bit of this whipped topping, just aerosol whipped cream. And that is it. There's very few ingredients to this. It's really easy. So let me jump in and get it started. So in my stand mixer, I'm gonna add in my room temperature cream cheese, 2 eggs, my Lakanto brown, teaspoon pumpkin pie spice, and a teaspoon vanilla. And now I'm gonna just mix that together real well until it is nice and creamy. I started mixing this up and realized I did not add in my pumpkin, which is like the main thing. So I'm gonna add in my 1 cup of pumpkin puree. And now I'm gonna mix this really well until it's nice and combined. And I've got as many of those little lumps of cream cheese out of there as I can get. You will have a little bit because with these lower fat cream cheese, that just kind of happens. But I'm gonna mix this real well and then I will be back. And also while I'm mixing this, I like to kind of knock down the sides to make sure I get that all mixed together really well. Okay, I've got this mixed together pretty well. There's still a few little cream cheese lumps or bumps in there, but that's just kind of how this goes with the, as I said before, with the lightened cream cheese. I can't ever get mine completely smooth. Now you can whip your cream cheese first before you add anything else to it. That sometimes helps, but most of the time I don't really notice any difference doing it that way. So now I just kind of throw everything together and it pretty much yields the same result. But this is fine how it is. So now I'm gonna grab my muffin tin and my silicone liners, and I will be back to fill these. Got my muffin tin here, and I'm gonna line it with some of these silicone liners. I like these. I show these quite a bit. They just work really well as far as releasing what's in them, and I like that they're reusable. So I'm gonna line this. Now I'm gonna take my Oreos, and I'm gonna just lay one on the bottom of each of these. And now I'm gonna take an ice cream scoop. This is kind of how I like to do my batter. And I'm gonna just fill each one of these cups. Or not fill, probably about 3/4 of the way, or about an ice cream scoop worth. And then if I have any left over, I'll go back and just kind of top them off. But I'll fill all these and then I'll be back. Got these all filled fairly evenly. Now I'm gonna bake them at 325. My oven is all nice and preheated. And I'm gonna start them off at about 20 minutes and check them, but you wanna bake them until a toothpick comes out clean. So I will be back once these are done. These I let bake for just about 25 minutes. They're done. So now I'm gonna let them sit here and completely cool, or sit for at least about an hour. And then I will show you how I finish them up. But yeah, you wanna let them cool pretty much completely, just where they are. So I will be back and finish these off once they're cooled. I let these cool completely for about an hour. So now I'll show you what I do when I serve these. And then for the topping, I'm just gonna take an additional 2 of these, put them in a Ziploc bag, and then just smash them up with a roller until I get crumbs. And I just kind of break that up in there a little bit more. And there I've got my crumbs to top these with. So just before you serve these, you can put a little bit of whipped topping on them, which is what I typically do. And I do have that factored in to the recipe builder. So I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of whipped topping to these. And then I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of those crushed Oreos on top. And then that is all there is to these. So the points on these are gonna be 5 points each, which I don't think is too bad. These are so good. These would be great for any type of Halloween party, get together, whatever you want to use them for or serve them for. And the great thing about these is no one is ever going to know that these are lightened up dessert, especially with the Oreo on there. So these are just really good. We love them. So I wanted to share them with you guys. Let me know if you make them. I'd love to know what you think of them. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Real quick though, before I go, I did want to show you what these look like inside. I usually just eat these right out of the little cups. That's what they look like. Love that crust, makes a nice little crust, super easy. Yeah, I just love these in general. They're really good, really easy to make. And yeah, I love my cheesecake. So if you love cheesecake, you will definitely probably like these. Also, I did want to mention that these do taste better if you let them sit in the fridge overnight. It allows all those flavors to kind of melt together and it just tastes a little better. So most of the time when I do the cheesecakes, I will make them the night before and then serve them the next day or eat them the next day. But these will last in your fridge for up to about a week. And like I said, they definitely taste better if you let them sit in the fridge for a little bit. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.